I got these at the run fair and I kind of just wanted an excuse to wear them again. And yes, I know these are fairy wings and not Pegasus wings, but I'm working with what I have. Hello, hi, welcome or welcome back, and happy Pride Month to every pony out there watching. I feel like My Little Pony was perfect for Pride Month but with 9 seasons, that is a whole can of worms that I just don't have time to get into right now. So I'm talking about the Equestria Girls movies, which are just as gay, but there's a lot less of it. I'm also lying. Equestria Girls became its own thing, getting its own series and several specials following the movies. But for this video, I just wanted to talk about the four main Equestria Girls movies. And I don't want to waste any more time, so let's just get right into it. We open in Ponyville, where our main six, Twilight Sparkle, Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy, and Rarity, are going to the castle because this was at the point in the main show right after Twilight became a princess and got her wings. That night, this evil pony, Sunset Shimmer, comes and steals Twilight's crown, which has her element of harmony in it. You know, the thing that gives her her powers. But Sunset steals it and runs into this mirror portal thing. Princess Celestia then tells us that Sunset Shimmer used to be her pupil before Twilight, but she ran off into this mirror portal to another dimension. Quick question, Celestia. Why didn't you go in after her? But now Twilight needs to go into this mysterious other land to get her crown back. This portal also only activates for a few days, once every 30 moons, so she's gotta go kind of quickly. She runs through the portal and then Spike runs in after her, taking them to this land where they are humans and Spike is a dog. And this dog Spike unsettles me. There's just something not right about him. I do like Twilight's design. Yeah, they whitewashed her and the dolls look like that. Ew! But she looks really cute here. I think they all do. Hasbro just didn't translate them to dolls very well, which, like, if you're going to make this whole series to sell fashion dolls, because that is what this whole thing is for, then maybe put a little bit more effort into the fashion dolls. I digress. I am just a 19-year-old talking about a kid's movie and know literally nothing about toy production and all the stuff that goes in behind the scenes with that. Where was I? Oh yeah, Canterlot High. That is where we are, and it is full of human forms of all of the My Little Pony characters. I understand why they went with Equestria Girls and not My Little Humans. Twilight then sings a song about learning how to do human things. This is a My Little Pony movie, and this is also one of my videos I had to sing. Just not yet. We run into Sunset Shimmer again, and she's bullying Fluttershy, who has, I think, my favorite human design. Sunset tells Twilight that she stole the crown so that she can have her power, and if she wants it back, she's going to have to win the title of Princess of the Fall Formal. Girl, just break into her house and take it back. And she tells Twilight that she had all this power back in Equestria, but now here she has nothing. Blah blah blah, when can I see them kiss? This movie is the epitome of toxic Yuri because the ways in which you talk to me, no, the ways that they're looking at each other, not straight, even now. Oh yeah, the reason Twilight can't just take back the crown was because Fluttershy gave it to the principal, which was why Sunset was yelling at her. We then meet Principal Celestia, who tells Twilight about the fall formal, and she looks so uncanny valley to me. Something about her and Vice Principal Luna just didn't translate well to human forms. But Princess Celestia tells Twilight to speak with the head of the party planning committee if she wants to run for Princess of the Fall Formal. And could you guess who head of the party planning committee is? It's obviously Pinkie Pie. And she says that she thinks she's seen Twilight in the city before. Weird, because she just came through the portal. I'm sure this will play no part in future movies. We then meet human Applejack, who was delivering some cider for Pinkie Pie's party, and she tells Twilight that Sunset Shimmer is bad news and that she shouldn't run against her. And this heart balloon? Pretty damning evidence. Like, what am I supposed to take from that? We also learned that the five girls, the main six minus Twilight, used to be friends until they fell off. Like, Rainbow Dash was supposed to bring the entire softball team to Applejack's apple sale, but she completely flaked on her. Rainbow Dash? That doesn't seem very loyal. I'm sorry. I'm actually not sorry. I'm gonna get on my high horse, my high pony, and speak my truth. I don't like Rainbow Dash. When I was a kid and only watched My Little Pony here and there on the hub, not that hub, Rainbow Dash was not in a jar. Rainbow Dash was my favorite because she just had my favorite design at the time, and I did have some of the toys. But now, as an adult, having watched more of the show and these movies, I will admit I have not seen all of My Little Pony, but I feel like I've seen enough to get a good understanding of the characters and who I like and don't like. And Rainbow Dash is just a. There's no better way to put it. She's just the worst. She's bossy with that annoying. Am I overstepping? Sorry, Ashley Ball. No shade to her. Back to the actual point of this video. Trust me, there will be more Rainbow Dash hate later. I do want to talk about her element, but not now. So Twilight goes to the library to see if she can research being a human. She even spends the night here. I mean, better than sleeping outside. Sunset Shimmer being the is had her two goons record Twilight struggling to do human things, and she created a video that everyone has now seen to embarrass her. Yikes! And she has one day to get everyone to vote for her? Good luck! The next day, everyone hates her, so Rarity helps disguise Twilight. She also calls the Spike dog cute, and I thought Spike and Rarity couldn't get any weirder. That is a talking dog. The girlies then start fighting, and Twilight suspects that this is all Sunset Shimmer's fault, which it is, and then she gets them to be friends again. They then all go to Rainbow Dash to get help, and she makes Twilight play soccer for her help, even though she knew that she was going to win. Rainbow Dash obviously beats Twilight, but decides to help her anyway because she likes her tenacity. Twilight also runs into Flash Sentry, and I choose not to see their flirting. So our main six are all helping Twilight, and we get one of the best songs in the franchise, the cafeteria song. So get up, get down, if you're gonna come around, we can work together, helping Twilight win the crown. So get up, get down, cause it's gonna make a sound, if we work together, helping Twilight Sparkle win the crown. You know I had to do it to him. This one song makes everyone decide they want to vote for Twilight, and like Sunset is a how? Like 2 hours ago, they were all laughing at this girl. Sunset Shimmer had her two goons destroy the dance, so it would be cancelled, but we get a song montage of them cleaning everything up, and then we get another song montage of them getting ready for the dance, and their outfits do eat down here. Thank you, Rarity. Twilight does win, but Sunset is having none of that, so she steals the crown anyway. She puts it on and becomes this demon thing, which looks so cool. I had in my notes, how are you going to magic a friendship your way out of this one, Twilight? Because they kept on reiterating that there was no magic here, and then Twilight magic a friendship her way out of it, because the crown had magic. Our main six get pony power-ups, and they blast Sunset Shimmer with the beam of homosexuality. Just kidding, she was already one of those. The day is saved, and everyone just forgives Sunset Shimmer because this is a kid's movie. Actually, not everyone forgives her. Most of the school actually still hates her, and she spends the whole next movie trying to regain their trust, which I do like. Our main six, however, forgive her and take her under their tutelage to teach her about friendship. And then Twilight goes home, and let's hope that there are no consequences for bringing magic to Canterlot High. Oh wait. This movie opens up with our villains, the Dazzlings, and they are dazzling. They are sirens and they feast off of negative energy, which is what got them banished from Equestria. But wait, if every pony already has a counterpart here, wouldn't there already be sirens? Also, I want to see human discord. I feel like we were robbed of that. But they're sitting in this restaurant just feasting off everyone's negative energy. They get a lot less because there is no magic here, or at least there was no magic here because when they go outside, they witness the gay blast from the last movie. Okay, I'm not saying that this is all Twilight's fault. I'm just saying that she probably could have come up with another way to defeat Sunset Shimmer without bringing magic to this new world. My other hot take, other than not liking Rainbow Dash, is I don't like Twilight that much either. I don't know, she just kind of pisses me off. I like the other four so much more than Twilight and Dash. We then get our title sequence and a time skip. Sunset is trying to be nice. She has definitely had a lot of character development, but the five girls, minus Sunset, are playing in a band, and someone get Fluttershy a real instrument. She's just playing the tambourine. Like, girl, play rhythm guitar, or literally anything else. But when they sing, their pony forms come out. This is called ponying up. Sunset Shimmer then gives a tour to the three new girls, which are the Dazzlings. Their dynamic is very mean girls. We have our Regina, Gretchen, and Karen. They also have these necklaces, which give them their powers. Did no one think to take those before they banished them? Sunset then tells them that their school is putting on a music showcase, which the Dazzlings turn into a battle of the bands with a killer song.
Me and you and me. Why don't we see who is better? We don't have to be one in the same thing. Oh, what's so wrong with a little competition? Are you afraid of failing the audition?
I also failed to mention that their music hypnotizes people, more reason that someone should have taken their necklaces before banishing them. But our main six, or I guess our new main six, because it's Sunset and not Twilight, they are unaffected by the sirens. Sunset also just has this book which can communicate with Equestria. I'm not gonna question this plot convenience, but they write a letter to Twilight telling her that they need help. She receives this message and informs the others that the Dazzlings are sirens and the extent of their powers, and then using the magic of the communication book, Twilight opens the portal on her own, and Spike once again goes in with her. And okay, these two. Is now a good time to mention that Sunset Shimmer is the same colors as the lesbian flag? I would be here all day if I were to unpack their dynamic. Just know that they are gay and in love. So Twilight needs to come up with a counterspell, which she is struggling with. In the first round of the Battle of the Bands, they were getting actively sabotaged, but luckily their competition was far worse, so they proceed to the next round. The girls also start fighting again, which is what the Dazzlings want to pull them apart. The Dazzlings obviously eat down, and we get a montage that takes us to the semifinals. Rainbow Dash wants to perform her song, Awesome as I Want to Be. Awesome as I wanna be. First you see me riding on a sonic boom. Got my guitar shredding up my latest tune. There is nothing you can do to beat me. I'm so good that you can't defeat me. Which is a banger, but Rainbow Dash takes it way too far and almost ponies up, so Sunset Shimmer has to tackle her off the stage. Get down, Mr. President! I also wanted to point out here that Rainbow Dash has been really bossy, calling it her band and not listening to anyone's ideas, specifically Fluttershy's. Rainbow Dash, that doesn't seem very loyal. In fact, she leans way more honesty in Equestria Girls specifically, and I've seen enough of the main show to know that Rainbow Dash's element should not be loyalty, it should be honesty. Due to Sunset's, FNAF jump scare, everyone thought the Rainbooms were going to lose. Oh yeah, I failed to mention that their band is called the Rainbooms, but they didn't because the Dazzlings mind controlled the principal into letting them into the finals. This pisses off Trixie, the girl that they beat, to the point where the Dazzlings convince her to sabotage the Rainbooms even more, locking them under the stage so they can't compete.
And I will not be denied.
The girls start fighting again, and Sunset Shimmer, of all people, gets them to stop, and they escape just in time while the Dazzlings are performing. This whole scene felt like that one Scott Pilgrim scene, but it was really cool, and these high notes, I'm not even gonna attempt. I would be fully obeying gravity. Our main six look like they're going to lose until our goat Sunset Shimmer steps in and they beat the Dazzlings and save the day with the help of DJ Pony, the coolest character in all of MLP. One of my favorite things about these movies is the subtle nods to the main show. I mean, every pony has a counterpart here, so it's fun to see like DJ Pony and the Cutie Mark Crusaders, who do nothing in these movies, but I wanted to point them out because I love them. At the very end of this movie, once Twilight goes back, we get a scene where Sunset is writing in the book to her, and she says that she misses her. Remember what I said about there being a counterpart for every pony in this universe? What about the real Twilight? We get a Marvel post-credit scene of this universe's Twilight, and she has been picking up some strange signals coming from Canterlot High. I didn't watch Friendship Games as a kid, unlike the other two movies, which I watched when they aired on TV on The Hub. Go watch Lula Loopsy's video on The Hub. It's really interesting because it was a TV channel that was owned by Hasbro. I'm also getting deja vu to my Ever After High video because the first movie of those that I didn't watch as a kid was called Dragon Games. But Friendship Games starts with Sunset writing to Twilight because this is a lesbian situationship, she's not responding. And like Twilight has good reason, but I like my Toxic Yuri explanation better. We then cut to the real Twilight, in like this universe's Twilight, who is a STEM baddie, and she has been researching these strange anomalies at Canterlot High. She goes to CHS to do some field research. She also has a spike dog, but he can't talk. At Canterlot High, she didn't learn what this power was, but she was able to create a device that can contain it. She is also singing a song at her school in the city, saying that she wants bigger and brighter, and she just can't get that at this school, so she plans on transferring to an independent study school. Also, how did no one hear her singing in the hallway? The principal then voluntold Twilight for the friendship games using Twilight's application as leverage, holding it over her head. I don't know why it's called the friendship games, because what it entails is these two schools, Canterlot High and Crystal Prep, go head to head in 3 competitions: an academic battle, a relay race, and a capture the flag game. I don't know what about that says friendship, especially when Crystal Prep wins every year and they love to rub it in the face of Canterlot High. So the games have arrived, and so has Crystal Prep. Twilight then gets a signal from her device, taking her up to the room with our main girls. Rarity is really excited about giving everyone outfits to wear, and when she displays her element, being generosity, she ponies up. But Twilight, being on the other side of the door, starts accidentally stealing her power. I say accidentally because she never intended to take it, she just wanted to study it. But Rarity being able to pony up on her own and without Pony Twilight's magic? That's odd, and now it's up to Sunset to find out why, because Pony Twilight still isn't responding to Sunset Shimmer. So she was gonna go to Ponyville to see her, but Twilight accidentally stole the magic from the portal too. In the academic decathlon, Crystal Prep wins with Twilight's big brain, and we move on to round 2, not before she steals Pinky and Fluttershy's powers. When she was stealing Fluttershy's magic, Spike jumped into this magic beam, and now he can talk like the other Spike. Now, round 2, the relay race. Each team needs to hit 2 bullseyes, complete 3 loops around the track on roller skates, and lastly a motocross race? That doesn't seem very safe. And Rarity obviously has outfits already planned for each event. Fluttershy and Applejack get their bullseyes very fast, so does the other Crystal Prep girl, but Twilight is struggling, so Applejack goes over to help her. That seems like loyalty, but she tells her how to shoot a bullseye, and because she didn't lie to her, she's showing honesty. I'll let it slide, but she's on thin ice. But displaying her element caused her to pony up, which caused Twilight's device to start stealing her powers, and because of just how much magic this device has consumed, it starts creating portals to Equestria, which starts ruining everything. And Rainbow Dash starts saving people, which I guess is loyalty, so she also ponies up and gets her powers taken. The principal of Crystal Prep is appalled at what just happened, but chooses to blame Canterlot High, accusing them of cheating with magic. But Twilight was also using magic, and so the win just goes to CHS, and we move on to the finals. After the fiasco of the second round, Sunset also yells at Twilight for up, and I would call this Toxic Yuri, but I don't know, because it's not the same Twilight, and I ship Sunset Shimmer with the original Twilight, the one currently still in Ponyville. Before the last round starts, everyone at Crystal Prep guilt trips Twilight into releasing the magic, and if we've learned one thing from this series is that too much magic makes you evil, so she becomes Midnight Sparkle. Now how are you going to magic a friendship your way out of this one, Twilight? Sunset Shimmer actually steps in and becomes the angel to Twilight's devil and snaps her out of her trance. Once again, gay, but I still don't know how to feel about Sunset with this Twilight. Like, she clearly has feelings for her, as we see in the next movie, but it's still kinda weird because this is a completely different person that looks exactly like the other Twilight. So the day is saved, and Twilight decides not to study individually, but to transfer to Canterlot High so she can learn how to have friends. The final scene is of Pony Twilight frantically running through the portal, saying that she's here to help, and this is the last time that we will ever see this Twilight because... Legend of Everfree opens with CHS on a bus to Camp Everfree for a week-long field trip, and Twilight keeps having these nightmares where she's getting possessed by Midnight Sparkle, and she's terrified of turning evil again. At Camp Everfree, they meet the camp owners, Gloria's Daisy and Timber Spruce, who are brother and sister. Their grandparents brought this land years ago and turned it into Camp Everfree, and it's been in their family ever since. We also see this guy, Filthy Rich. He will be more important later. At camp, Gloriosa tells everyone that they can do whatever they want, and she will do everything in her power to make it happen. She's got this. She also says that every year the campers will make something for the camp, leaving it better than when they came. This will also be more important later. Twilight starts flirting with the camp guy, Timber, and I'll let it slide for the things that I said earlier, but you can see on Sunset's face that she is jealous. Sunset and Twilight are also sharing a tent, and then Twilight magically makes items start floating around her, and this is why OG Twilight should never have used magic in the first place, because everything is going to and she doesn't care enough to help them. Twilight tells Sunset not to tell anyone about her new powers, and Sunset tells Twilight that if she needs anything, she shouldn't hesitate to ask. Everyone is out by the lake and the dock is falling apart, so they decide that their contribution to the camp will be a new dock. Okay, child labor. I will say this is a pretty normal sleepaway camp thing, because when I went to sleepaway summer camp in Boy Scouts, luckily I didn't have to do this, but my troop had to clean the bathrooms where the walls were orange. They were originally white. That night, they're telling scary stories by the fire, and Timber tells the legend of Gaia Everfree, a nature spirit who lives in these woods and terrorizes anyone who tries to harm the natural landscape. What happened to there being no magic here before Twilight fucked? The next day, they're out at the dock again. Some people are working on it, some people are just having fun, like this group out on a boat, but they are getting nowhere because there's no wind, and I guess they don't have oars. But then out of nowhere, something or someone pushed the boat, sending it careening into the dock. And Twilight thinks this is her fault and that Midnight Sparkle is taking over, so she runs into the woods to sulk and sing. And okay, Tara Strong vocals. This was such a good song. And okay, this might not be news to you, but it was news to me. I knew Tara Strong was in everything, but she voices Ben 10. Her talent is unmatched. All of the people she voices sound nothing alike. And there's a lot. Either later that day or the next day, we see Rarity rock climbing in heels. I don't know if I should call her iconic or stupid. And I have the same thing to say about Applejack, who was spotting her until she yanked her up because she randomly got super strength and then almost caused her to fall, but luckily she caught her in time. Rarity then creates this diamond, pushing Applejack all the way to the lake. I wonder what's giving them these new powers. I actually do know, I was just saying that for suspense, and it's not what you think. Over in the mess hall, it's living up to its name because Pinky made a mess.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
She was throwing sprinkles on cookies, and then the sprinkles exploded. Fluttershy goes to get some paper towels, but they were up on a high shelf that she couldn't reach. So she asks this bird for help. He does, and she can understand him. That's her power. Sunset thinks she might get powers too, but she doesn't have an element of harmony. Also, Rainbow Dash comes running in because she has super speed now. That night, Twilight was going to leave because she thinks that it's her fault that everyone is getting these new powers, and when Sunset touched her arm, she was able to read her thoughts, so I guess she does have powers. They also run into Timber, and he's acting strange. Sunset thinks this is because the reason he told everyone that story was to scare everyone away from the camp so that they can finally sell it. She cannot be further from the truth, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The next day, Sunset sings a song telling everyone that they should embrace their new powers, and they do, which helps them make the dock a lot faster. So now, they have a perfect stage for Rarity's fashion show that she's gonna put on. Sunset was talking to Flash, and the 2 times that they talked in this movie, both of them were comforting each other. about the fact that this girl that looks exactly like the girl that they both have a crush on is flirting with another guy. She then spots the other guy run off into the woods and she's still suspicious of him, so she texts just Twilight to come meet her. What about your other friends? They see this cave with glowing light coming from within, and inside they meet Gloriosa, and Sunset grabs her arm reading her thoughts, and she sees that they don't have enough money to continue operating the camp, so Filthy Rich is gonna buy it from them. So she wanted the last campers to have the best week of their lives. She then finds this cave with 7 crystals in it, and she takes 5 of them, which gives her magic powers. And she's been messing things up trying to help, so Timber had to tell the campers about the legend of Gaia Everfree to get them off of her back. So much to unpack. First, where did these stones come from? We learn at the very end of this movie that these stones were created with equestrian magic. So are these the new elements of harmony? Why are there 7? I mean, there are 7 because it's the main 6 plus Sunset Shimmer, but I don't like this canon. There should only be one set of the elements of harmony. I think Sunset's element is supposed to be empathy. It was hard to find a direct source, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Gloriosa then takes the last 2 crystals, giving her ultimate power, and as I said earlier, that makes you evil, and her villain song was so peak. We will stand forever free. This time it makes sense for Twilight to magic a friendship her way out of this one because magic has been fully established at this point. They beat them with their powers and combine with their elements, solidifying the fact that these are this universe's elements of harmony. At the end of this movie, they put on a fundraiser to save the camp, and this is where Sunset asks, where do the stones come from? And then we see the portal with this crack in it, and more magic flows into this world. And I guess we'll never know what that leads to, because this was the last thing that I watched. As I said earlier in this video, Equestria Girls became so much bigger than these 4 movies, and maybe one day I can re-enter the portal myself to Canterlot High and explore the specials and the show at another time. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the things, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!